Today I'm flying first class with Emirates on an A380. That's the one that has the showers, and I paid £475 for my ticket. And this fare is available all over the place. You don't need points, there's no special trick. You just go on Google Flights and book it. Now, how you do this will become apparent as the video unfolds, so let's go and get checked in. Hi, I'm Phil and I'm on a grey gap year.
The pre-security departures check-in area is vast, and finding my check-in desk proved to be a problem.
Check-in R and T. Wow, some queues there. You'd be glad to jump, wouldn't there? Whew. So the check-in desks for Emirates all the way down the far end, but they're on laser display screens, so electronic boards. So maybe that changes on a daily basis, I don't know. R and T. Emirates down here. There's a self-service desk here. It's got Emirates on it. Maybe it's round the corner. Okay, Emirates queue. There we go, first class. Boom. Hello. Well, that was absolutely fine. Once I found the correct place to drop my bag.
The airport I'm at is a big single terminal airport, but although that check-in area was large, the post-security departures is even bigger. The gates are arranged in a sort of H shape. I measured the distance on Google Maps from one end to the other, and it's about 1.4 kilometres or 0.86 miles. Although it's a long walk from one end to the other, it is an interesting walk, and if you fly out of this airport and you've got some time on your hands, there's actually quite a bit for you to explore, for you to pass the time.
Hello, Jamie Vardy.
I eventually made it to the Emirates Lounge on Concourse G. No separate first class lounge here, just the one lounge for both business and first class passengers. It's a long thin lounge, but one wall of the lounge is floor to ceiling glass to the outside world, and it provides a wall of light. Off to your left as you walk in, there's a lounging area with coffee, snacks and a self-pour bar. And to your right, there's some more seating, then into the restaurant seating area with a substantial hot and cold buffet along with another self-pour bar.
Wow, that looks amazing. Beef and chicken satay. Sweet chili chicken looks like. Chicken and cashew nut, that looks amazing as well. Mahbous. Seafood mahbous. Spinach and ricotta cannelloni. More vegetables in there, plain rice, and then a drink station.
There's at least three things that I wanted there. I wanted to try the satay, I wanted to try the chicken cashew, and I wanted to try that lamb chop. And it was such a difficult decision, but in the end, what I decided on was, well, all three. And a Chang, of course. Time for one last Chang. Cheers. And the cold buffet was superb too, with fruit plates and 3 desserts, these little salad starters, and also what appeared to be some options to make up an Arabic meze. It's time for coffee and dessert. Of course, we've got a nice little brandy with it. Cheers. Which brings us to drinks and the self-pour bar. It's a wide selection of reasonably premium spirits. There's Moet champagne. I didn't see a single malt whiskey, but Chivas 12 is perfectly quaffable, and this brandy was very nice. So it's 1:05, and they've just called the gate. So 55 minutes before we're due to actually fly, they're asking us to now go to the gate. They've just called it in the lounge.
Well, we're boarding and it's 1:15, so...
And I walked onto the upper deck of this A380, no waiting, and possibly the warmest welcome I've ever had.
Hi.
thank you, and you?
Welcome, Mr. Russington. My colleague will show you 4 kilos.
Thank you.
Have a nice flight, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Russington, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Hello.
And I settled into 4 kilo and I did what you do when you're in a first class seat for a very short flight. You have a play. There's a little drawer with a notebook and pen, mine to take home, and a vanity mirror with a daytime amenity kit. And for some reason the minibar tickled me.
That is awesome. You've got to love that. So it's just going to be the tray, yeah, and that is, wow, it's like a huge writing desk, isn't it? Very swanky looking headphones.
But before I could get too involved, I was told the slightly odd tale of 2 champagnes.
Just to inform you, on the ground we will be serving Dom Perignon but more in Chandon. However, runs will involve different story.
And since I probably couldn't tell the difference, I happily accepted a glass of Moet, and I promised myself that I'd go for a glass of the good stuff once I got in the air. Cheers! But I was genuinely thirsty, so I had a Perrier from the minibar. And then they came round with Arabic coffee, which I felt like I had to sample.
So now they've served me coffee, so now I am Dennis Bunnings triple parked.
And a date of all things, which I absolutely loved. There was still time before we pushed back from the gate for a little explore of the cabin, which is 4 rows of first class suites in 1-2-1 configuration. The window seats offer amazing privacy, even with the doors open to be fair, and the middle seats looked great for couples. At the front of the cabin are the toilets and showers, and there's some stairs to the lower deck.
Is that a water feature on an aeroplane? Oh, this is insane. This is insane. Well, we're well off the stand, so we've got plenty of time.
So we pushed back on time, but I hadn't fixed my camera to the window, so this is very shaky footage. And I don't think there's any landmarks visible of where we're taking off from, but if you don't know yet, here's a quick clue. The Bog Standard Shower Edition.
This is absolutely mental. It's 2 hours in the air and I'm about to take a shower. Now I let them know as soon as I got on that I wanted to take a shower, so I've got a change of pants and socks and a different shirt and so on. I better get on with this because I want to have something to eat after this as well. That was absolutely insane. In my rush to get it all done because it's such a short flight, I forgot to film inside the shower, so let's go and take a look at that now. You get 5 minutes of water, and as soon as it goes red, it's got a green, amber, red signal on it. As soon as it goes red, the water cuts out, and then you just sort of press again to get this last bit. I won't press that because it will come out. And then this is the hot and cold thing. That's all it is. It's just on, off, hot, cold. So these are the toiletries that I've used, and they were amazing. You know, those toiletries, oh, my hair feels absolutely fabulous. And in here, if I step out, you can kind of see in the shower a bit. You can see there's a little seat there with a handrail. So if you get a little bit of turbulence, you can just sort of sit yourself down. And the drain is sort of around the outside. The water just sort of falls off that grey disc. Well, I don't know if I'll ever get to do that again, but getting to do it once was absolutely fantastic. I keep saying absolutely, what an idiot. I just proper loved that.
I was a bit overwhelmed by the whole experience. It was unlike anything I'd ever done or am ever likely to do again. Even without the shower, it's a stunning bathroom and a huge step up from that little BA first class toilet. It's got lots of toiletries, some seating, a full-size sink with flannels on it. I presume they're for you to dry your hands on. And some little finishes like this Emirates branded coat hanger.
This is what a first class toilet looks like. And the crew have also given me a first class amenity kit. Now, they don't normally give these out for people who are flying back up to Hong Kong from Bangkok, but they've got a spare. But they're very limited, so I'm not going to open this on the plane. I'll open it when I get back home and I'll show you what's inside, because they haven't got enough to give everybody one, and if everybody knows I've got one, well, if I've got one, they'll all want one. So this is the Amenity Kit. You can see that it's unopened. So let's just get that off. Pull that out to start with. What have we got in here? Oh, straight away, a little bag of tricks. What's in here? So cleansing tissue. Oh my goodness. What size? That feels like a full commercial size. Hydrating body emulsion. Aftershave balm. And then a 7mm lip balm. What else have we got in this wonderful? I mean, it's a decent size as well in there. Look how big this wash bag is. I mean, a can of Gillette. Full razor. I mean, that isn't like use once throw away thing. That's a proper razor. Yeah. Toothbrush and toothpaste. That's sort of ordinary. There's a comb and hairbrush. How clever is that? Rexona Shower Fresh. Well, I got to say that the showering toiletries that I got were better than that. And a packet of tissues. Now that should be in every Amenity Kit, packet of tissues. I love that. And the bag itself is this leather. I assume it's leather. Like a leather bag. It's absolutely brilliant. God, I can't get over how good that is. Does that tell me what it is? It's got the Emirates logo in there. I mean, that is an absolutely phenomenal kit, isn't it? The menu was delivered in this leather binder, and it's little touches like that build this into the best experience that there is. I'll put the full menus at the end of the video, but now my table was laid ready for caviar. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Enjoy.
So I should Google now, how do you eat caviar? I have no idea how much this costs. I think that's a mother of pearl spoon, so I think I'm supposed to eat it in fact. Do you know what? I understand the attraction to this. It's incredibly rich. It's smooth, it's not sort of fishy really at all. So I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. None at all. But I think a creme fraiche base is probably a good way to go. That's what this spoon's for. Putting stuff on that for eating caviar. This is for putting stuff on. I didn't have Wi-Fi on the flight, so I had no idea what I was supposed to do, so I just filled my boots and tried a few things out. And after the caviar, I moved on to the meze, and this was more than the hummus and pita bread that everybody raves about on Qatar. This had things like mutabal, muhamra, labneh, lamb kibbe, and lots of other things that I couldn't pronounce and I'd never heard of. But there were things that I had heard of, like hummus, tabbouleh, stuffed vine leaves and olives, and it was a delicious and tasty mixed platter, and I really enjoyed this. Now I've got to remind you that this flight is 2 and a bit hours in the air, but any thoughts of receiving a cut down service, well, they were gone. Onto the main course, and on the menu it's red Thai cod curry, and on my plate it was this wonderful piece of cod loin cooked to perfection with a red curry sauce. That is a serious piece of cod. And the sauce wasn't as spicy as it looked, although it did have a bit of a kick. And the best way to describe that sauce is complex or deep. That is absolutely exquisite. I mean, just look at how light that is. And after dinner, well, I just had an espresso, and there was time for one more glass of champagne. This time I managed to film the bottle, Dom Perignon 2013. And I did have a few minutes to have another look at the seat. First things first, let's get it into bed mode.
Presumably this should be done while you're in the seat and not holding a camera. The arms do go down and it looks wide.
So that's what the suite looks like to me. It's like little stars on the ceiling. I don't know if you can see that. There's like little pinpricks of light coming through. With the doors shut. You've got your reading light here. This isn't a lie flat seat. This is an actual bed. It feels like a bed. Oh, if you get the chance to experience this, you absolutely 100% have to.
But there isn't a foot cubby under the seat in front. The whole thing is your space. The seat controls are a simple 3-button panel, one for meals, one for takeoff and landing, and one for bed mode. The 4th button is for the doors. But I was able to get the seat into a comfortable position. It was very easy to use. And I kept finding things around the seat. Well, obviously there was lights and personal air vents. But this flower is real. The universal plug is hidden away so it's accessible, but it doesn't ruin the aesthetic. Minor points on power, the USB trickle charges. So even in this brilliant first class seat, I did need my power bank.
And I keep finding more stuff. Look, there's more storage here. Bedding stored here. Whatever this is, that more storage? Oh my god. This seat is just so innovative. Like, just look at it. It's like they made it, ran it for a few flights, and then went through iterations to make it better and better. Every other seat you go in, you sit in it and you think, if they just change this, it would be better. If they just change that, it would be better. This seat has none of that. It's perfect. Dare I say that?
The crew came round with chocolates as we began our descent, and I'd like you to bear with me as I wax lyrical about the crew for about 1 minute and 15.
So when I got on board, the crew saw that I was filming, saw that I had a little camera, and one of the crew members, she asked me about it. And so I told her, I'm recording it because I want to do this flight, because it's a cheeky way to try first class. I said I wanted to record the flight because I've got a YouTube channel, and she said, that's fine, no problem. And it's like, the message went out to the crew. There's a guy on board, he's trying to maximise this experience. Let's go to town for this guy, you know. And they made sure the shower was ready, nice and quick. She said, right, we'll do the shower first, then you can have your meal, and then you should have time to get everything in. So it's just been absolutely amazing, but it's been made amazing because of an amazing crew. I think if the crew had been a bit snotty or a bit snarky about some pain in the arse YouTuber coming on here trying to fit everything in, they could have easily made things difficult, but they really haven't. They've absolutely done everything they possibly can to give me the very best experience. I've never known a crew like this. Stunning. In case you haven't quite worked out how to do this yet, that's your clue.
I watched the landing through the brilliant IFE screen. I did flick through the entertainment options, but I didn't get a chance really to try any of them out. And then a few minutes wait for the doors to be connected, and I noticed that business was being held back so that first class could disembark, well, first.
Sorry, business class, you've got to wait.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Oh yeah, that was a brilliant flight. Thank you so much. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. See you later. Bye bye. Wow, first class on an A380 with Emirates, £475. And in case you haven't worked it out yet, this is how I did it.
As I said, there's no tricks to this. Just go to Google Flights, book a one-way fare from Bangkok to Hong Kong. Filter on first class and you'll see there's only one non-stop flight that has first class, and it's this flight with Emirates. So no tricks, no points, exactly as advertised. It is as simple as that. I was intrigued by the buggies at the exit to the jet bridge. The facilities for passengers with mobility issues looked excellent, but I was actually wrong.
20 car cash, per person 90 Hong Kong dollar.
90 Hong Kong dollars? How far is it?
20 minutes. You walk in the 20 minutes.
Walking for 20 minutes. Have I got 90 Hong Kong dollars? Do you know what? You pay the credit card, it's okay.
頭先嘛，
Pay on a card, right?
有免費喎。
Let's do that then. Yeah.
90 Hong Kong dollars is about £9 and not an expense I'd normally entertain, but on a whim I just went for it. And it was about a 5-minute buggy ride, so I was actually quite glad I chose to end this first class experience in style. So I hope you get a chance to experience this flight. You'll have to get to Bangkok to do this, but once you're there you can enjoy being pampered in first class like I was. And I flew into Bangkok from Hong Kong on the same flight but in business class, so it's the A380 with the bar at the back. If you'd like to get a notification when that video is released, please do subscribe and click on the bell. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do give me a like, and thank you for watching and joining me on my Grey Gap Year.